Imagine a business borrows $10,000 today. How much will it owe in a year? And what if it saves that money instead? How much will it grow? These questions lie at the heart of business finance. In this video, we're going to explore three essential ideas: how simple and compound interest work, why the timing of repayments matters, and how banks use interest differently when you borrow and when you save. By the end of this video, you'll be able to calculate interest, explain how loans grow over time, and understand how repayment decisions and interest types affect businesses in the real world. Let's start with simple interest. Simple interest is when the interest is calculated only on the original amount borrowed or invested. It's straightforward and predictable. For example, Ahmed's Autos borrows $5,000 to buy new showroom furniture for its customers. Ahmed approaches a bank and secures a loan with simple interest at 10% per year for 3 years. At the end of each year, we calculate 10% of the original $5,000, not on any new total, just the starting amount. Year 1, 5,000 divided by 100 multiplied by 10 equals $500 interest. The total owed is 5,000 plus 500 equals $5,500. Year 2. We calculate 10% on the original 5,000 again. 5,000 divided by 100 multiplied by 10 equals $500 interest. The total owed is $5,000 plus $500 interest from year 1, plus the newly added $500 from year 2, and that equals $6,000. Year 3. We calculate 10% on the original 5,000 one more time. 5,000 divided by 100 multiplied by 10 equals $500 interest. The total owed is $5,000 plus $500 interest from year 1, plus $500 interest from year 2, plus the final year of interest, year 3, giving a total of $6,500 owed. So, over 3 years, Ahmed pays $1,500 in interest. Because the calculation is always based only on the original loan, the interest amount doesn't change from year to year. That's why simple interest is easier to predict and plan for. Now, let's step up to compound interest. Compound interest is where, in the first year of a term, you pay normal, simple interest. But in each subsequent year, you pay interest on the original amount, plus interest on the interest that has already been added. Let's work through an example step by step. At the beginning of 2006, Bob's Building Company Limited borrows $5,000 to buy a new van because the old one keeps breaking down. He borrows the money from the bank over 3 years, and the loan uses compound interest at 10% per year. Year 1. There's nothing to compound yet, so Bob pays 10% interest on the original amount. 5,000 divided by 100 multiplied by 10 equals $500. He's now repaid $500 in interest, and the total amount owed is $5,500. Year 2. Now the interest is calculated on the total owed so far, $5,500. 5,500 divided by 100 multiplied by 10 equals $550. By the end of year 2, Bob owes $5,500 plus $550 equals $6,050. Year 3. Once again, we calculate interest on the updated total. 6,050 divided by 100 multiplied by 10 equals $605. By the end of year 3, Bob owes 6,050 plus 605 equals $6,655. That means Bob has paid a total of $1,655 in interest over 3 years, because $6,655 minus $5,000 equals $1,655. As you can see, Bob would have got a better deal if he had taken out a simple interest loan product. If he had, he would only have paid $1,500 in interest, as opposed to $1,655 on his compound interest loan, saving him $155. That $155 could have been used to improve his business, upgrade his van, or cover other important costs, but instead it goes straight to the lender. This shows how compound interest, while very common in real-world borrowing, can make a loan significantly more expensive over time. Now let's think about how timing affects interest. If a business repays a loan early, there's less time for interest, especially compound interest, to build up. That means the total cost is lower. If repayment is delayed, interest keeps adding up and the cost increases. That's why businesses often try to repay loans earlier if they can, to reduce how much they spend on interest. It's worth understanding how banks use simple and compound interest in the real world, and how that affects both businesses and individuals. Banks and lenders very often use compound interest when you borrow money, such as with loans and credit cards. That means the total you owe grows more quickly over time. Let's look at a real-life example. Katie uses her Boyd's Bank credit card. It has a $2,000 limit and the interest rate is 15%, and Boyd's Bank uses compound interest. Katie goes on a shopping spree and maxes out her card, so she now owes the full $2,000. Month 1. Katie owes $2,000. If she pays it all off immediately, she only owes the original amount. Month 2. Katie misses her payment. Interest is now calculated on the $2,000 balance. 2,000 divided by 100 multiplied by 15 equals $300. She now owes $2,300. Month 3. Because this is compound interest, the new interest is calculated on the updated total of $2,300, not the original $2,000. 2,300 divided by 100 multiplied by 15 equals $345. She now owes $2,645. In just 2 missed months, Katie owes $645 more than the original balance. This is how compound interest can grow quickly, especially on borrowing like credit cards. On the other hand, many banks offer simple interest on savings. That means if Katie deposited $2,000 into a Boyd's Bank savings account at 15% simple interest, she would only ever earn $300 each year, because the interest is always calculated on the original $2,000, not on a growing balance. The result is that, in most real-world situations, borrowing is compound and saving is simple. This means debt can grow faster than savings, and understanding that difference is essential for managing money wisely. Let's recap the key points. Simple interest is based only on the original amount borrowed or invested. Compound interest grows faster because you pay or earn interest on the interest that's already been added. Loan repayment timing affects how much interest is paid in total. In real life, borrowing is often compound while saving is often simple, and that difference has a big impact on financial decisions. These ideas are the foundation of business finance. In our next video, we'll build on them by exploring capital expenditure, sales revenue, break-even analysis, and margin of safety. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next part in our finance series. And check out the shorts based on this video for quick revision practice. See you in the next lesson.